This is the 10 historical facts about Mesopotamian civilization. 1. Invention of writing, wheel, and the city. Mesopotamia is considered the first to develop writing, cuneiform, and the wheel, which originated in the region around 3500 BCE. The invention of the city, which emerged during the Uruk period, was a significant innovation. Mesopotamian cities provided protection from elements and new opportunities for living, but eventually depleted resources due to their dense population and expansion. Many cities, initially thought to have been destroyed in wars, were abandoned due to resource depletion. 2. First recorded war. The Sumerian king Inebrigesi led a military campaign against Elam around 2700 BCE, likely due to a dispute over water rights. The event is significant as it demonstrates the city-states of Sumer banding together for a common cause, similar to Greek city-states, and working together when necessary to protect their common interests. 3. Invention of beer. Mesopotamians used water for irrigation, particularly beer, which was considered the drink of the gods and presided over by goddess Ninkasi. Beer was popular due to its nutrient content, and was used to pay laborers' wages. The Sumerians preserved the recipe for brewing beer in the hymn to Ninkasi. 4. Home of the first firsts. Samuel Noah Kramer's influential work, History Begins at Sumer, lists 39 firsts associated with ancient Mesopotamia, including the first dog collar and leash. Early dog collars were simple ropes or leather bands tied around a dog's neck, but evolved into more ornate designs. Egyptians realized dog collar as art during the New Kingdom era, but the concept originated in Mesopotamia. 5. First multinational empire. The Akkadian Empire, founded by Sargon of Akkad, was the first multinational empire in the world. It stretched from the Persian Gulf to modern-day Kuwait, Iraq, Jordan, Syria, and Asia Minor. Sargon placed trusted individuals in political power positions, known as citizens of Akkad, in over 65 cities. Despite maintaining tight control, rebellions broke out, and the empire fell to the Gishans in circa 2083 BCE. 6. First author known by name. Enhejanna, the high priestess of Sumer, was a poet and the first known author in history. She wrote 3 hymns to Inanna and 42 poems, influencing later hymns, songs, poems and psalms, particularly those in the biblical Old Testament. Her works are still widely appreciated today. 7. Invented literature. The Mesopotamians influenced sacred liturgical texts and literature, starting with the Epic of Gilgamesh, circa 2150 to 1400 BCE. The first known author was Babylonian scribe Shinliki-an-Nini. Mesopotamian Naru literature, which featured famous people in fictional stories, first appeared around the 2nd millennium BCE. Examples include the legend of Sargon and the curse of Agard. These stories influenced later writers, possibly the scribes who wrote the biblical narratives of Jesus Christ's life and ministry. 8. Myths became biblical narratives. Mesopotamian Naru literature likely influenced the Gospels, Fall of Man, the Great Flood, and Book of Job. These stories were adapted from Mesopotamian works like the myth of Adapa, Eridu Genesis, Atrahasis, and Ludlul Bel Nemechi. Before mid-19th century CE, the Bible was considered the oldest book with original works, but later, these works were considered inspired by or adapted from Mesopotamian works. 9. First law codes. The law code of Hammurabi, a Babylonian king, was not the first in the world or Mesopotamia. The earliest was the Code of Uruk-agina, and the second was the Code of Ur-Nammu, founder of the 3rd dynasty of Ur in Sumer. Ur-Nammu's code influenced Hammurabi's later code, which was harsher due to his rule over a diverse population. 10. Influence and contribution. Mesopotamian contributions to world culture include cartography, influencing Greek philosophy, town planning, and the Assyrian Empire. The region was diverse and innovative until the 7th century CE when Arab Muslim invaders mandated religion and cultural traditions. Indigenous belief systems and traditions were initially outlawed but later assimilated into the conqueror's culture. Mesopotamia is considered the source of many enduring aspects of world culture, with its history and culture being highly respected. Have you learned something? Subscribe if you do. Remember that history is fun where you're around.